trying to decide what vinyl liner to purchase as a replacement for my in-ground pool. Company number one has 27 mil walls and a 20 mil floor. Another company has either 28 or 20 mil, but 28 is more money. How do I decide which liner company and which liner thickness to go with?
So there's two different thicknesses of liner. You'll even hear sometimes 30 mil versus 27 or 28 mil. Same liner, same thickness. One company calls it 30 and one calls it 28. Someone calls it 27. Likely they're approximately the same. Here's what's most important. Where the water line goes from water down to liner exposed up is a place where the liner is going to get damaged the most. The sun is going to damage the liner. That's the only place that you really need to have a thicker liner or to help you a little bit. But here's the thing. You can buy a 20 mil liner, the all liner 20 mil, and it's going to be a little less expensive. And that liner is still going to dry out along those top edges when the sun beats on it, and no matter what you do, especially a number of years ago, 18, 20 years ago, the EPA banned some of the plasticizers that were UV inhibitors that prevented the sun from beating the liner. They said that they were carcinogens, so they weren't allowed to be used. So liners took a hit for a while until new anti-sun, UV light ray plasticizers could be found out to use. They've gotten better now, but they're still, it takes a beating from the sun, and anywhere where the sun's beating on that liner all day long, you're going to have an issue. The 28 mil is going to last a little longer than the 20 mil. Is the juice worth the squeeze would be the question. Is it worth the extra money? You might get another year, maybe two out of a 28 versus a 20 on the sidewalls. It's also going to come into play. What else comes into play is how well you take care of it. Are you cleaning the liner? Are you using something rough to remove the scum? Are you, all of those things. If you take care of the liner, you're going to get similar out of both of them. The idea of a thicker liner versus thinner liner seems better in our heads. I don't know that it's a required thing, and I don't know that you get enough for the extra money. If it's $100 or $200, I would say get this thicker material just for having thicker material. But if it's a $500, $600, $700, $800 investment for the thicker material, I don't think it's worth doing that. Although the hybrided one where there's 20 on the bottom, 28 on the walls, probably a little less expensive than an all 28, probably a little more expensive than all 20. That's a little better option because the walls are the problem, not so much the floor. If a tree falls in your pool, you're going to get a hole in a 20 mil liner as much as you are in a 28 mil liner. The biggest issue is where the sun hits the dry liner that you're going to have the problem. So hopefully that helps. I don't know that that there's any particular brand or company that I would say, oh, this is the only one to use. There are a lot of good liner companies out there, some not so good ones. That's up to you to decide. But I would say that don't let that bother you so much about the thickness of the liner versus is it in your budget and is it cost effective.